This video deals with starting a game and provides a sample or example of that process in a battle between French Canadian and English Colonial. The Canadian-French player has an aggression of 1, a cold climate, and a compulsory river and wood in their terrain list. The English Colonial player also has a cold climate and an aggression of 1, and again a compulsory river and wood. The compulsory features in an army list are in a bold font and underlined. Players start the game by nominating a season. For the purpose of CanCon 2025, we have battle sheets which will be provided to each player before their game commences, and it is upon those sheets that they should write the season which they will attack in if they are determined to be the invader. The season is directly relevant to what weather will attend the battle between the players. Some weather outcomes disadvantage certain troop types. In our example game, the Canadian-French player has nominated summer as the season which he will invade in if determined to be the invader, and the English player has nominated autumn if he is the invader. Each of the players now roll a single d6 and add their aggression to it to determine who is the invader. The French player rolls a 4 and the English player also rolls a 4. Those results are recorded on the battle sheet, and when adding the single point of aggression to each of the armies, the ultimate outcome is a draw. Under those circumstances, the players roll again. This time, the French player rolls a 2, whilst the British player rolls a 3. They each add 1 point of aggression, and their final scores are such that the English player's total is more than the French player. That makes them the invader. Whilst the English player will deploy second and move his army first when the battle ultimately begins, it is from the French player's list of terrain which the battlefield will now be populated by the player's choices. Having been determined to be the invader, the English player is invading the French player in autumn, and as the defender, the French player will determine where is north by reference to a table edge. Finally, the players add up all the dice they rolled to determine the invader and or defender, and this number is the number of hours after midnight which the battle will commence. For the purpose of our example, that amount is 13 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Whilst there are no night attacks in CanCon 2025, there are dawn attacks where visibility can be limited. The time of day also affects such weather as mist, which is said to have dissipated a certain time after sunrise. In our next video, we'll deal with the placement of terrain.